back to another amazing Q&A video with myself, Renata from Nourish with Renata, and my fellow co-host, Mack. How's it going, Mack?
Good, thank you. I'm Coach Mack, the founding health coach of Running with Bacon, where I help women feel like themselves again, one small step at a time.
Yes. And just in case you don't know, I am a nutrition coach, which means I help women to nourish their bodies, minds, and spirits. And today is a fantastic question, which I am so curious to hear, Mack, what your answer is. And that is, what is your New Year's resolution and why did you pick it?
So I actually don't make New Year's resolutions. And I know that that is probably like, what? You're a health coach and you help people with their goals and their resolutions and all that stuff. And it's true, I do. However, my coaching takes those resolutions and those goals and breaks them down into actionable steps. And so instead of creating a big resolution for myself or big goals like that, I typically tend to just set almost, it's like habit goals or habit resolutions, where it's something that I can do every single day or thereabouts, get into the habit of things, into the routine of things. And so for example, if you want to lose 25 pounds, you don't wake up one day and just be like, oh, I'm going to lose it today. No, there's all kinds of habits and daily actions that you put into place to make that happen. So if in the back of my mind, I want to lose weight or pay off my debt, my student loan debt, or if I want to log a certain amount of steps or eat a certain thing, I have to actually implement these habits that get me to those goals. And so rather than setting those big goals, I just think of, okay, what is going to get me closest to or closer to my healthiest self that I want to be. So I know when I feel my best, I know when I feel my strongest, I know when I'm taking the best care of myself. And so I have a list of habits that I do. For example, I drink 2 giant Bubba cups every single day. I am still aiming for 10,000 steps each day. So last year, my goal was to average 10,000 steps a day for the whole year. And I liked it. It didn't really cause like any inconvenience or things. It actually was an add to my life. So I'm going to keep that up for the most part. And then I have other goals like logging in my Fitness Pal, different ones. I have this year, my fitness goal is doing 100 push-ups every single day. So that's already been a challenge because 100 push-ups is a lot. So things like that I can do, like I can check a box every single day because our brains love to see that consistency add up over time. So no big resolution on my part. And I guess I answered the why all in one. So I am curious now though, then what is your resolution if you have one and why?
Okay, I'm so glad that you answered this question first, because when I got the questions from you, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't set New Year's resolutions either. Am I a weirdo? But now I know we're weirdos together.
Yeah, that's why we get along so well.
And for the exact same reasons that you mentioned too, for me, I have a bunch of different habits, which I love that, really this is something that I learned so much from you and from other books and amazing authors. But I have daily habits as well, such as like a step goal that I use as part of my practice. And in addition to that, I guess, it might to some people appear to be just a different word usage. Instead of saying it's a resolution, I have made like ultimately a promise to myself, which for me, that use of that particular word makes it so much more profound and meaningful. So for me, the promise that I made with myself was to really look at food as self-care. And this is a tenet of all of my coaching for all of my nutrition clients, as well as for me. And I know that I can get to an even deeper level with that. And the reason why I chose that particular promise is because I know that, life is going to throw things at you all the time. You're going to feel pushed in different directions. You're going to feel like, oh, I only have time to grab McDonald's, or I only have time to eat a handful of nuts today. And it's going to throw you off course. And sometimes when that happens more often than you would like, it makes you start thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing? You start doubting yourself, or you start having a lot of guilt because you're having a lot of takeout or different things like that. And when we shift our perspective to looking at food as self-care, like immediately I feel my body just like ease and have more grace and have more peace. And so if we all start looking at food as self-care, how does that change what we think and what we put on our plates? And so I really love that as the promise that I'm taking with me into every meal, into every snack, into each day of the year, because it really does give you that framework to shift how we look at health, not as something that has to be a chore or feel like torture, but actually something that becomes part of who we are and not just what we do.
So good. And I know because you coach women, as do I, and it is really easy. I love the word promise. It's like your internal commitment to yourself, because it's really easy to let others dictate what our priorities are. If we don't have those boundaries or those inner commitments, those inner promises, if we just say, oh, I have a resolution to do this, it seems more external, like, oh, I'm going to try, like, if I can, I'm going to try to do it, that type of thing. Whereas when you internalize it, like you have with the word promise or commitment or whatever word resonates the most with you, that it can really change how you think about it as a whole. And it's honestly putting yourself first, which is one of the hardest things for most women. And a word like that, a promise, it can really flip your thought process on how your priorities, like how your day, what do I need to do to keep this promise to myself versus, I don't know if I have time to get to the gym today type of a thing. So I think that is a huge shift that if more women can make that and start prioritizing themselves, I think they may find they don't need to set resolutions either. They can just keep promises to themselves.
Right. So summary, resolutions are terrible. Just kidding. But it was so great to hear that. I love that question. I think it's so nice to hear different people's perspectives. And I love, hearing your why around resolutions and the importance of habits. So that's huge. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Yay. Okay. Well, I just wanted to say big shout out to my kids for the background music. Apparently right now it's a great time to play recorder and for my dog to cough. So you're welcome.
I like it. I like it. It just adds to the ambiance.
Okay. We'll see you next time for the next Q&A. Bye guys.